Review!
Yes. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody.
We're back. Coming to
back.
you from my bedroom.
The land of the lost.
Yeah, or my toy display, trophy room. Anywho.
Yeah.
All right, so me and Alex just saw Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile, man.
And wow.
What did you think?
I thought, going into this movie, I thought it was going to be good. Worst case scenario, it'd be okay.
Mediocre at
Yeah,
best.
it's just like I walk out, forgot already what happened.
Okay.
You know, I thought worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I did not.
He's been putting this one off a little bit.
I did.
He has been putting. I've been wanting to see this movie, but he's been kind of like, well, let's see this one. Well, let's see that one. So I was like, all right, but we're gonna get to it. Let's circle back.
And since nobody wants to compete with Batman, we went to go see something that's been in theaters for a while.
Yeah.
Way better than I thought. Way better than I thought. Very entertaining.
Told you.
I
told you.
I thought the movie was too fast.
At some points, yeah.
Well, especially at the I'm not skipping ahead yet, but like by the end of the movie, I still hadn't figured out the mystery. So I'm like, no, don't give it away yet.
I need 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes.
Can we pause it?
Just
real
pause quick, please. Time out.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I thought it was. I really wanted to see this movie. The other films, what was it? Train. What was it? The Orient Express or
Murder on the Orient Express. I'll say it again because I had coffee in my mouth.
Right. Mr. Bumble's over here. No. But anyways, yes, that movie. I seen it and it was a good movie. I really liked it. A lot of people were trying to compare and say that this was just like basically the same thing.
When you told me that made no sense to me.
Yeah, because
like so this Batman's the same thing. Batman fights crime. We've seen it.
I mean, we can sit there and point a whole bunch of
every
movie that's out nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was already done before. Anyways, yeah, it was, but it's a whole different cast, whole different scene, whole different movie. Yeah, so it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was better than good.
I mean, it kept me guessing. I was trying to figure out what was going on. The movie itself, I liked how the pyramids and all
the way it was shot.
Shot was cool.
It was shot really well.
And by the way, there was a person at the movie theater that kind of explained.
He was when he was checking our tickets, like, oh, this movie's really good. I love the way he shot everything, and the colors and everything. And he was on
everything.
The movie starts.
I mean, he literally sat there for like 2 minutes and told us everything about the movie. Not like just good like things that you know. And so when we watched it, I was like, damn, this, like in my head, I was like, this guy was right, man. This was
right. I was looking for him when we came out.
I know.
He was gone.
Dude, we need to get him on the show, man.
Exactly, yeah.
But he was absolutely right about the film. And it was a good pick. And I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed it.
So getting into it, this movie is directed by Kenneth Branagh,
who's also
the main character, Hercule Poirot. I think so.
Yeah.
It's French. It's French. And we're going to butcher a lot of names.
Names.
But as far as his directing goes, phenomenal.
Excellent.
Very amazingly well done. And his acting is great. I love his character. He's very lovable. I love how he's, okay, as he is, as a detective, I love it because he's so charming. It's very off-putting.
It is.
Like you kind of like, you get suckered by his charm.
But there's a part in the movie where
he gets called out.
He gets called out.
Yeah.
Because it's a wall.
It's a fake persona, and he uses it to get people to let their guards down.
Right.
Very effectively.
It is effective.
Well,
when you're he even says, he kind of blocks a lot of things out and just focus more on him being a detective, a successful detective.
A great one.
He boasts about it.
His humor is great.
Yeah,
too. He's very funny.
Yeah.
He's very charming, and he's very freaking good at his job when he gets down to it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he
does say he's the #1 best
detective in the world.
I mean,
Yeah, and shoot. Anyway, so this movie also stars Russell Brand in a non-comedy way.
Right.
Yeah, he's very good.
Very serious. Very serious role for him.
Yeah.
By the way, the cast is pretty all-star cast. There's a lot of
great acting across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Numerous people that did numerous films all over the board. So this was good.
Gal Gadot plays Lynette, the main. Well, we're going to do the spoiler section later on in the video.
Yeah.
So Lynette's in the movie as Gal Gadot. We also have Emma Mackey playing Jacqueline. And we're not going to get into their roles yet because that's all in the spoiler section. Armie Hammer plays Simon Doyle, who's the main lead. You could, well, not the main lead, but he's a.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a well, the main lead's a detective, but,
right? But I mean,
but he's
outside of the detective, he would be considered.
Yeah. Him and Bach, played by Tom Bateman, plays Bach, and he's the comedy of the movie. He's a lighthearted character in the movie.
Character,
and he's great. I mean,
yeah.
So getting into it right off the bat, Alex, what'd you think? Right, opening scene.
Opening scene was it was intense.
Yeah. It was.
I mean, when you're thinking about everything that you see on the trailer or what you're thinking in the movie does not set it up for what you walk into when you first watch the movie. Because it's just like, whoa, what? Yeah. So you get a little backstory in the beginning.
A flashback of Hercule Poirot's time in the war.
Him as a young man.
Yep.
Which is very critical because this is where you find out why.
And also where it sets up the theme of the movie.
Right.
The theme of the movie.
Why he is what he is, who he became.
Yeah. And also it's shot in black and white.
Yeah.
And it made me want a war black and white movie. Right. I've never found myself asking I want a black and white war movie because it kind of made it feel more real.
I mean, would what is it?
Schindler's List?
Would that be? I mean,
it's
considered a war movie, right?
But this was kind of shot more like Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan was black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah. And excellent. Anyway, so it sets up him as a young man where you see how clever he is. But most importantly, what it sets up is actually the theme of the movie, which is love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this movie's about. Love and how love can be beautiful, but at the same time...
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Well put. So after that, Alex, I loved the dance scene. It goes to the present, fast forwards to a club. To a nightclub.
Yeah,
where
so
you meet at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 of the main characters.
Yeah, a handful. Definitely a handful of characters.
Yeah, you meet Sophie Okinoto's character, the singer, and her daughter, right? It's her daughter, yeah.
Her niece.
Her niece, Rosalie Otterburn, in the movie's her name, but played by Letita Wright, who's from Black Panther's little sister.
Yes, little sister.
And she does a great job right off the bat. She's not going to back down.
And she's, you could tell, and she definitely flexes her muscle and lets people know, like, hey, I'm not the one to be just trampled over or ran over. It ain't happening.
No.
So
and
that, which was cool. She's a very strong character.
This is where you meet Jacqueline and Simon Doyle.
Yes.
And they're fiancés, and you meet them on the dance floor. A very passionate dance number. Woo! It was hot. It was hot.
Getting a little freaky. Yeah, getting a little freaky out there.
Yeah, and which is important because without almost any dialogue, this movie sets up so much.
Within the first 10 minutes, yes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. It sets up. Hercule has an OCD for even numbers, and the way his mind works is everything has to be a certain order.
Right.
And not only does it set that up, it sets up, like you said, the girl's not going to be walked over on.
Right.
And it sets up the chemistry between Simon Doyle and Jacqueline in this movie.
Oh, yeah. It's hot.
Passion. It's hot.
It's hot.
And that's also where you get introduced to Gal Gadot's character, Lynette, when she walks in as this famous movie star who's gotten tons of money.
Oh, gosh. I mean, literally and might as well roll out the red carpet, right?
Honestly, yeah. And she starts dancing with...
Which she looked beautiful, by the way, in the movie. She looked gorgeous.
And she starts dancing with Simon Doyle, who's the fiancé of Jacqueline in the movie. And instantly you see that Jacqueline lost her man. Like, you see the chemistry between Gal Gadot and Simon Doyle in this movie. Oh, yeah. Right in the dance scene. Like, you're like, obviously we know where this is headed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just lost her man.
Well, and the crazy part in the very beginning, right when they meet each other, you can literally see the eyes.
Oh, you see it. Yeah, it's all done through eyes. They don't say anything to each other.
Crazy. Just, like, you can tell. If anybody ever seen somebody fall in love instantly or, like, gets it, when you first meet somebody, it was just like, boom.
Yeah,
instant.
That's how it was.
I was like, wow.
No words, nothing. You see it.
Yeah.
And Kenneth Branagh deserves a lot of credit for this.
Yeah, and that was a good way of actually capturing it for all the characters that played that, like, that was cool.
And this is crucial to the movie.
Well,
so that's why we're bringing it up and we're kind of detailing it for you guys. After this, it kind of fast forward again. Mm-hmm. Like, what is 6 months later? Right? 6-8 months later?
Yeah.
And it fast forward.
No, I think it was sooner than that.
Yeah.
It was weeks later.
Was it weeks later?
It was weeks later.
Okay, well, no time passes by.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And now we're in Egypt. And that's where they're having their honeymoon, and they took a bunch of their friends with them on their honeymoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was gorgeous shots too.
Oh my god, Egypt looks incredible.
Yeah, that was cool. The cool shots, man.
Yeah. The best part is it didn't look too hot because if you go there, it does not look like that. It's gonna be hot as hell. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So anyway,
we went in October, you know.
Yeah. Sure. Anyway, so from here this is where the movie starts to pick up.
Right.
This is where the actual story starts to be built up, and where you get introduced to a bunch of new characters.
Yeah, you actually get to meet the
rest of the cast.
The rest of the cast as a whole.
And it turns out while they're on their honeymoon, they've been being stalked by Jacqueline. And because Lynette and Simon Doyle are getting married, Armie Hammer character and Gal Gadot's character it's their honeymoon. And Jacqueline is stalking them. Yeah. Just following them everywhere and showing up everywhere. And
she wants her man.
Yeah. And we also got introduced to Bach. Very funny character. I like him. He's flying a kite on top of the pyramid. Pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. He's the first guy to fly a kite, supposedly, on a pyramid.
So that was cool. And so anyway, from there, Jacqueline is harassing them, and Hercule Poirot, Kenneth Branagh's character, tells him, just go home.
Yeah.
But instead of going home, they're like, we're going to go on a boat trip down the Nile, and she can't find us because we're on a ship. On a boat. On what the hell are they called?
You know, it's your honeymoon. You don't want to, you're like, fuck that. I'm not going to let no one ruin our shit. You know, that's just how they were doing it. Even though maybe it wasn't the best judgment call.
No spoilers yet. But, so anyway, they go on the boat.
It is in the title.
Right. No, but
right.
Okay. Anyway, so while they're on their boat and everything, that's when shit starts happening. And murders start taking place.
It goes down.
And, so, we can't talk about we know. Didn't they show on the trailer who dies first? No.
I don't know. Because there's multiple trailers, so I'm not sure if they did. I didn't watch all of them.
Yeah. But basically, this is where the murder takes place, and then Hercule's character has to figure out who done it.
Yeah.
And it is amazing dialogue, for one. Mm-hmm. It is very clever how they show you. So I was watching this trying to pick up on the clues. And some clues are obvious, but some clues are so obvious that it's almost like, are they showing this to throw you off who really did it? And sometimes I'm like, is that a clue or is that not a clue? So my mind is taking things.
And by the way, we're talking back and forth to each other throughout this. I'm like, hey, dude, did you notice that? And he's like, hey, did you see that one?
Yeah. So we're trying to guess who did it. And
we're going. Back
and it's not easy.
Yeah, no,
it's not.
It isn't.
No.
It's like you said, it's very clever.
Very clever. It throws you off the scent so many times.
Well, yeah.
And once you get to know the characters on the boat,
you're like, wait,
literally anybody could have done it.
Yeah.
But
there's all kinds of crazy shit going on with these people.
When you got money involved, man, people lose their heads.
Fortune, love. God, you got to put that all in a blender, and that's a meltdown.
Yeah, and you put all these people on a boat. Oh, it's a recipe for disaster.
They're not fishing.
No. And that's why I love the way he did it. Is I was constantly trying to figure out who did it, and it was very difficult. Maybe some people out there did figure it out, but I was under the opinion of like maybe the person who had the intentions of doing it didn't do it. Maybe somebody else did it. There's just so many options open.
Yeah, and then once you learn the storyline behind the people of their story, it really does throw you off even more because everybody has a little shade.
Yeah,
everybody has a little dirt. Yeah. So,
and sometimes you're thinking that can't be it because it's too obvious.
Yeah,
and you just don't know what to think. And it's why I didn't want the movie to end because I still hadn't figured it out. And I was like, damn it, I wanted to figure it out. And so credit to the movie for that.
Credit for the movie, you guys out there.
Yeah, great writing. Great writing. And I think what more can we say without spoiling the movie? I think we gotta get into spoilers now.
Let's get to spoilers. You guys, turn it off now if you don't want to hear it, but we gotta do it. Later. Come back later. But definitely leave comments and talk to us later about it because we're gonna spoil the shit out of it.
Yeah, here we go. Spoilers. All right. First murder, Alex.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, rip it. I know go ahead.
Here we go. Ooh.
He wanted to get his hands wet. Let's do this.
Take a sip of coffee.
Sip. Hold on.
Brought to you by Disneyland Cups.
I got the purple one.
Meanie. Anywho, okay. So the first murder takes place. You have Gal Gadot and Simon Doyle. It's late at night. Most people have gone to sleep already. Most people are knocked out.
They were partying. Just remember, they were partying.
Yeah.
So they've been partying, drinking. Nonstop champagne, bubbly.
Yeah.
This is probably the second night on the boat. Third night.
Second night. It's right after the first stop.
Okay, so it's probably second night. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think it's the second night.
So they're partying it up.
also there was already an attempted murder.
Yeah, so they actually stopped to actually
at Ramsey's tomb
right off the back in those days. I don't think it's like that anymore.
Yeah, you just walk in there.
Yeah,
and
but back in the days, you know, you were able to. This was shot the
1940s,
50s. No, I think before
30s.
I think it was before. It was right after World War I. So
it would have been between 20s,
somewhere in the 1920s. So this is like way back. So yeah, they pull the boat up to the side, and then they get out and they actually go explore the tomb.
The tomb. It's pretty cool.
It's that was pretty cool. I like that. And they talk about the pharaoh and his wives, his 8 wives. And,
and all this. And
so
and talk about love, which is a huge theme of this movie. And so while Simon Doyle, Armie Hammer's character Gal Gadot, are making out, like this big old rock almost falls on them.
Yeah,
but there's a possibility it could have been the sandstorm that pushed.
Yeah, because there was a big in the background before they get off the boat to go into the actual.
There's a sandstorm.
Into the tomb in the back,
and we find out later, and we'll tell you later who. But it wasn't the sandstorm as it turns out, but it could have been.
It could have been.
We didn't know. So anyway. So the first that night, after everybody's gone to bed and whatnot,
everybody's kind of shook a little bit, but let's party.
Yeah, and Gal Gadot decides to go to bed, and that's when Armie Hammer gets into it with Jacqueline.
Which they already kind of had a snippet. They were at the bar. They end up coming back to the boat and then find Jacqueline.
Yeah, Jacqueline's stuck on board.
She bought a ticket. She bought a ticket.
Yeah.
She didn't necessarily
at this part of the movie, I was like, no, somebody has to be giving her inside information because she keeps showing up everywhere.
Right.
So I was thinking about...
even that girl was like, how did she know?
Exactly.
Remember, how did she know that we were going to be here?
Yeah,
she didn't see us.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So they're at the bar and everybody's kind of tired from partying and whatever. So... and some of the actual cast wasn't in the main bar area. They were out just around the surrounding boat or whatever.
They're not there. They're not there witnesses. It's just
they had a little argument. They got into it, but she kind of killed it very casually. I like the way she just told the girl look,
Oh yeah, because.
That was pretty cool. I like how she said it without attacking. With
no hatred.
No, she was just sincere. Sincere. I don't want to sit here and fight.
It's we were best friends. You're the only one who never cared about the money, and I hate that this happened between us. But I fell in love with.
But I hate that it's happening to you. But I don't feel bad about
what you done
of what I did.
Because
she fell in love with.
I feel bad for what it did to you.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot tells Jacqueline. And Jacqueline gets upset, which at the time I thought was kind of weird. Why would she take that? I mean, but it was kind of deep, so cool, whatever. So anyway, after that, and I don't think I told you this, but anyway, after that, they get into it. And Jacqueline had previously revealed that she has a gun. And
she didn't lie either.
No, she didn't lie either.
She told the detective. She told him straight up what she had.
Yeah, and he pulls out the gun because they're going at it. And Jacqueline's very unstable mentally. She's kind of crazy. And she pulls out the gun to shoot her ex-fiancé, Gal Gadot's husband. And I thought this was an editing in error. Because when she pulls out the gun, puts it at his chest. No, because there was no way the gun should have hit his knee. Because
right.
And I thought it was an editing error.
And I was like, remember, I was did it ricochet on the roof or something? Because they pan out real quick and they show you where it shot the gun. He ducked, but it looked like he got hit, right?
Yeah,
he played
it off. Yeah, but he didn't get hit. But he's acting so the kid, which is fucking ruined.
That's all right.
Yeah, the killer is Simon Doyle, the husband. But we won't spoil we will spoil the whole thing. But just hold on for a second. So he acts like he got shot in the shin. And he's grabbing in pain, and he's got red paint, which at the time we thought was blood coming out. And I thought it was an editing error because she never points the gun down.
Right.
So I noticed it, but I was like, oh, maybe they messed up in editing. So I'm like, cool, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
And that's when the first murder takes place because when she dropped the gun and everybody was hysterical and people were running left and right and people were trying to go get a doctor, he wasn't actually shot. He picked up the gun, runs upstairs, and kills Gal Gadot. Mm-hmm. And then shoots himself in the shin so he shows he got shot. And it was very, it would have been hard to predict that. But the movie, it's not a reach. It's totally feasible. Yeah, it was 100% feasible. Yeah. And that doesn't get figured out to the end of the movie. So that was the first murder, which is very well done because the way it gets explained at the end is
and even shit. You're thinking about it I was like, what?
How did he run? He got shot, but then
after you find out, you're like, what?
Yeah, he didn't actually get shot. It was they were both in on it together.
So, anyways,
for the money.
So they break apart. What's her name runs out and gets
the doctor.
The doctor.
Yeah,
and Well,
they were smart enough that we had alibis because Jacqueline got knocked out, drugged. And
she got drugged up.
So she was asleep the whole night, and
then that lady too was there with her the whole time. Night. Yeah, and so she couldn't sit there and be like, "Well, she snuck away."
And they're like, the husband couldn't do it because he was shot in his leg. Yeah, so there's no way he could have ran upstairs, killed her, and ran back. So it was very good alibis, very well done. And then
at this point, we were guessing like, "Oh wait, who do you think?" Like
and the movie does such a good job. I didn't think it was the husband.
No, because
he shot.
And not just that though. Too, it was just like it's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy.
And it's too obvious to also say Jacqueline, but it was anyway. Then the second murder, Gal Gadot's assistant, Louise gets killed.
Yeah,
and they find her body in a very kind of like it was a pretty shocking.
It was a great. It was I liked how they did that, but it was like. When it happened, I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it was a pretty well shot.
She was stuck in the actual
the wheel and
of the boat. Like in those days, they had the big giant paddle wheels.
Ferries.
Yeah, there was a ferry wheel, like the big paddle wheels, and her body got scooped up, and then you see it through the glass, and the detective standing right there. Yeah. Both of them were going at each other. That was whenever he just got done.
Telling people that I was here to spy on you originally.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he just belittled.
He got belittled really well.
Well,
he belittled everybody first.
Yeah, he belittled everybody first.
What's her name?
I want to say
Latita Wright's character.
Right. Yeah.
Chews him out.
She chews him out because she's like, how dare you sit there and like, you're sitting here pointing fingers at us.
And criticizing
him, but she calls him a little small man. Yeah. Damn, she goes off on him.
She calls him out on, we know you're fit, you're not all this charming and all this shit, but anyway, so...
And he goes to run and apologize.
2 murders.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he apologized. He apologized. We find out there's 2 murders now, and we still don't know who's done it. And... the way he goes about interviewing people is very fucking well done.
Yeah, it's intense.
Like it's intense. He interviews people like legit. Like the only one who wasn't scared was Latita Wright's mom.
Yeah, but I think he was infatuated with her. Like there was a little love. There was a little love chemistry, but they knew it wasn't ever gonna happen. But it was weird, and I think he couldn't play her because she was a fucking smart character.
Yeah,
too.
She was a smart character.
She was very she knew she ain't no dummy either.
She ain't no dumb. Yeah, she knew there was a reason why he was there to begin with. And
she calls him out on it, and he didn't answer. He didn't answer.
He just like, "Good night, man."
Yeah,
and took off.
And
so anywho, so now they got figured out 2 murders. Right? And then as he's interviewing people, he eventually gets to interview Bach, his best friend. Mm-hmm. And that interview was intense. Because that's where the facade of Hercule's character comes completely off. Yeah. And he's screaming at him like, you're my friend, you lied to my face this whole time you've been lying to me. You know who did it, because you were there. Yeah. I know you saw who did it, and you haven't come clean about it. And right when he's about to come clean,
I thought he did it.
I thought he did it.
I thought he had. Because you were like, there's 2. You told me there was 2. You're like, there has to be 2 people that did it.
Yeah, it can't be 1.
Yeah, right. Which it makes sense. But I thought it was him. I was like, dude, I don't know why. Because everybody, the way they portrayed everything, they were like, they made him so nice and friendly.
Yeah,
I was like, he's got to be a fucking killer. He's the killer or something.
Yeah, and while he's about to confess, he gets shot through the neck.
Boom.
Yeah.
Because the dude... Somebody points the gun right out of the... You couldn't barely even see it and shoots him right in the... where they were like... Yeah, in the neck. They're sitting...
During the interrogation.
Yeah.
Right before he could reveal
But he locked the door. Everything's like locked up.
Yeah.
But
she came from upstairs. Mm-hmm. And I also like that Hercule was still friends with him and everything. And he was very upset that this happened. And everyone keeps calling Hercule out. Like, you failed. You fucked up. You haven't figured nothing out. There's 3 murders now. You haven't done shit.
The mom did. Especially.
Yeah, the mom especially. Because Hercule's mom... Bach's mom's on the boat, and she's obviously fucking devastated.
Well, that's her niece too, right? No, that wasn't her niece. Who was the niece of the main character? What's her name? Anyways.
Okay. Remember, bring it up. Anyway, yeah. So then that's when we get to the final scene where he reveals everything, which was intense. Like, he gets everybody off the boat except for the people he thinks who did it.
He has all the ship crew come in.
Ship crew locks him in.
Yeah, they lock him into the ballroom area of the ship or
the
something.
Kitchen or bar.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, I know one of you did it. And then he starts explaining the mystery.
Well, he's sitting there holding the gun.
Pointing it
He's pointing at like kind of everybody. Like, no one's leaving.
Yeah.
And he's the only way out of that place.
And then when he explains what happens, you're like, fuck. Should have seen it. And it makes sense.
One by one, he's naming everybody in the dirt.
Yeah.
like, and then everybody's basically confessing, like,
of what they did.
Of what they have done in the past.
Lawyer was stealing money from Gumby's character.
Yeah, which is her cousin.
Her own cousin. Hella sleazy. And he's stealing money the whole time, calls him out. And calls him out because he was the one who also threw the stone to try and kill him.
Yeah. He's the one who dropped the big boulder when we were talking about, at Ramses. He's the one who dropped it, which we thought it was a sandstorm, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't. And then that's when he starts calling that Armie Hammer's character, and it's like, I know what's up.
Her ex fiance,
ex-husband,
husband.
Because
they were married.
So, and then he's like, also know Jacqueline's in on it, and I know how you guys did it, and I know, and he starts explaining the whole thing, and you're like, shit, that makes sense. You're like, shit, it was so obvious, we didn't guess it, and it was really well explained, really well written story, and it was believable enough, and
it was crazy.
Yeah, and like, so go ahead and tell them what happened. Why did they come up with this plan?
Basically, they were gonna extort her for money. Like they knew that from the get-go, when you first watch the intro of the dance part, now that you know who the killers are, you can fucking see it. Like, wow, they basically set her up from the beginning. The whole thing, he charmed the shit out of her, was going to get married with her, and then they were going to plot, them two were going to plot to kill her.
Yeah, and then when she's dead,
that's when he was going to be able to get all the money. But throughout the movie, he was portraying to say that he doesn't know shit about finance. He doesn't know nothing. He doesn't care about the money. He loves her. He made sure he laid that on real thick.
Because when the sleazy lawyer wants him to sign papers, he's like, just go ahead and sign it.
Yeah.
Because to show he doesn't care about the money.
Yeah, just sign it. And then finally, when she got kind of, everybody was kind of making a scene about it, and then he was like, you know what, we'll just sign these papers later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's just bury the hatch on that one.
Basically, and so basically, the girl never cared about the money to begin with, but she was so in love with Simon Dole, Armie Hammer's character, that his plan was to get the money because that's what he cared about, and love made her crazy enough.
Well, he played both. He played both women.
I don't think he played both women. He did.
He played both women. He made her.
He turned her into a psycho. Yeah. Yeah, he turned her into a psycho. That's what it is.
And that's basically what he was. The detective said at the end. It's like this. I've seen love be beautiful, and I've seen love be tragic.
Yeah, and this was a tragedy because
everybody, people die, people get hurt.
Yeah, and that was the whole theme of this whole movie was love and how it go both ways.
Yeah,
and so anyway, long story short, Jacqueline's character takes a gun and shoots it through both of them.
Actual murder weapon.
Yeah, the actual murder weapon, and kills himself. Because they're going to get taken in to prison. So they were
trying to figure out, we can leave.
And her whole thing was like, I'll never be apart from him. I would rather die with him. Yeah. And true to her word, they commit. Yeah. And
she killed. They're dead.
They're dead. Yeah. And that pretty much wraps the movie up.
Yeah.
All in all, man, we recommend this movie.
Go watch it.
Honestly,
if you want a good little thriller, good little crime movie to keep your brain spinning and trying to figure it out. I mean, now you know, but
yeah,
it's a good movie. It's definitely a good movie to watch.
It's entertaining. It flies by because your brain's always thinking.
Yeah, and it's not boring. It's not a boring movie.
And it keeps you intrigued, and you're constantly trying to pick up on clues. At least I was.
Cast did a good job.
Cast did an incredible job.
Yeah.
Directing was incredible.
Yeah.
The filmography was incredible. The way it looked, and the writing was great. The script, the story.
It was good.
I mean, it was really, really legit. Yeah, it was legit good. Yeah,
we enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you guys go watch it now. But yeah,
so that's it.
Hit the bell, hit it, like it,
subscribe, write to us, let us know,
tell us, talk to us, man. Even the people, all you guys, whoever's out there, hello, write to us, man. Talk to us, people.
Alexis Francisco, my brother,
anybody. You guys know us.
Yeah.
Also, too, I wanted to say thank you for the people that do. Appreciate you guys too, and all the new subscribers and all the old subscribers. But stay tuned, guys. Next, we don't know what we're gonna watch next, but hopefully it's gonna be good.
Let's hope so.
All
right, guys.
All right.
Until next time.
Bye.